If you think the old, dirty coin sitting in your pocket, a forgotten coin jar, or a dusty box in your attic are only worth a few cents, you may want to watch every second of this video. Today, we're counting down 3 incredible Mercury Dime coins that have shocked collectors with their rarity and value. Some of these coins have spent decades out in the real world, dragged through mud, buried in dusty change piles, hidden in old drawers, and even recovered from lakes and forgotten collections. They may look worn, scratched, or completely worthless, but don't let their appearance fool you. In the right variety and condition, certain Mercury Dimes have sold for hundreds and even thousands of dollars at auction. I'll show you exactly what to look for, why expert collectors pay serious money for these tiny silver coins, and which details can turn an ordinary-looking dime into an unforgettable discovery. If you own old US coins, this video could completely change the way you look at your loose change. Mercury Dimes are more than just old pocket change. They are part of American history. Many have been out of circulation for decades, and because they are made of 90% silver, they are already valuable for their metal content alone. But some examples are worth far more because of low mintages, exceptional mint state preservation, rare varieties, or outstanding eye appeal. Throughout this countdown, we'll explore auction-worthy examples, fascinating stories behind these coins, and the tiny details that separate common pieces from coins collectors fight over. Stay with me until the very end, because the final coin is one of the most exciting Mercury Dimes ever produced, and its value has surprised even experienced collectors. Your next valuable coin could already be hiding in your pocket, an old family collection, or a forgotten coin jar, and today you'll know exactly what to look for. The first coin on today's countdown is a legendary 1942 Mercury Dime, and if you think every old dime is only worth 10 cents, I need you to stop right there. This tiny silver coin has become one of the most talked about coins among collectors because some examples have reached incredible values. Even though millions are produced, finding one in exceptional condition today is becoming harder every year. Many were carried through pockets, dropped on sidewalks, hidden in dusty jars, and even dragged through mud for more than 80 years. Yet some of those forgotten coins have turned into serious collector treasures. That's why expert dealers carefully inspect every 1942 Mercury Dime they find. The right coin could be worth far more than its face value. The 1942 Mercury Dime was struck when America was entering one of the most important periods in its history. Made from 90% silver, this coin represents a time when everyday American money contained real precious metal. Silver is real money to many collectors, and that's one reason demand for Mercury Dimes remains so strong today. Although these coins disappeared from everyday circulation decades ago, many still appear in old family collections, estate sales, antique boxes, forgotten piggy banks, and dusty change piles waiting to be discovered. Now here's where things become exciting. Most circulated 1942 Mercury Dimes are worth much more than 10 cents simply because of their silver content and collector demand. But when a coin has sharp details, bright original surfaces, full bands on the fasces, and little to no wear, its value can climb dramatically. In top mint state grades, certified examples have sold for hundreds and even thousands of dollars at major coin auctions. That's why collectors never judge these coins by appearance alone. This is a 1942 Mercury Dime. It looks old. It may look dirty. It may even look completely worthless. But don't make the mistake of spending it without taking a closer look. Some of the most valuable discoveries have come from coins that appeared ordinary at first glance. Date doesn't always destroy value, and sometimes a naturally aged coin still attracts serious collector interest. The difference between an ordinary coin and an exceptional one can be tiny details that only careful inspection reveals. One of the biggest things collectors examine is the date. Make sure the coin actually says 1942 and hasn't been damaged or altered. Then look for the mint mark on the reverse near the bottom left beside the olive branch. You may find no mint mark for Philadelphia, a D for Denver, or an S for San Francisco. Each mint produces different numbers of coins, and condition plays a huge role in determining value regardless of the mint. Another feature that can send prices almost straight upward is a famous full bands designation. The horizontal bands wrapped around the fasces on the reverse should appear fully separated with strong detail. Coins that preserve these sharp lines are much scarcer because most entered circulation and wore down quickly. When professional grading services certify a 1942 Mercury Dime with full bands in high mint state condition, collectors often compete aggressively to own it. Auction records prove just how valuable outstanding examples can become. While average circulated coins usually sell for modest amounts, exceptional mint state coins with strong eye appeal and full bands have realized thousands of dollars at auction. These headline sales are why experienced collectors inspect every Mercury dime carefully instead of assuming it's just another old silver coin. Imagine cleaning out your grandparents' garage, opening an old toolbox, or sorting through a dusty jar of forgotten change. Among pennies and nickels sits a worn Mercury dime covered in date. Most people would overlook it without a second thought. A collector, however, immediately checks the date, the mint mark, the condition, and the strike because one small coin could turn an ordinary afternoon into an unforgettable discovery. Some Mercury dimes have amazing stories. Collectors have recovered old silver coins from abandoned homes, farm fields, riverbanks, and even lakes after decades underground. Time may darken the silver and leave scratches, but every coin tells a story of where it has traveled. A recovered coin won't automatically be valuable, but unusual finds continue to inspire treasure hunters across America. If you own a 1942 Mercury dime, resist the temptation to polish or clean it. Cleaning can permanently damage the original surfaces and reduce collector value. Professional buyers often prefer natural toning and untouched surfaces because they show authenticity. Sometimes an untouched coin is worth significantly more than one that has been scrubbed until it shines. Collectors also look closely for unusual mint errors. While most 1942 dimes are normal strikes, off-center strikes, die cracks, clip planches, and other genuine mint mistakes can attract additional interest. Error coins are uncommon, and when combined with strong condition, they may command impressive premium from specialists. The Mercury Dime series remains one of America's favorite coin collections because of its beautiful design, silver composition, and fascinating history. Every year, fewer original high-grade examples remain available as more are locked away in private collections. That limited supply helps keep demand strong among collectors who appreciate classic American coinage. If your coin appears unusually sharp, has little wear, or displays outstanding details, consider having it professionally authenticated and graded before selling it. A certified grade provides confidence for buyers and can make a significant difference in auction results. Many important coin sales begin with someone deciding to have an old family coin examined instead of assuming it isn't worth much. So before you spend another old silver dime, check the date carefully. That forgotten 1942 Mercury dime sitting in your collection could be more than just an old coin. It could be a surviving piece of American history, a sought-after collector's item, or even a coin that brings in hundreds, or, for exceptional certified examples, thousands of dollars. That's exactly why expert dealers continue searching through dusty change piles every single day. And remember, the next Mercury Dime on our countdown has an even more surprising story, so don't go anywhere. The next coin on today's countdown is the incredible 1928 Mercury Dime, and this is where things start getting really interesting. At first glance, this tiny silver coin doesn't look like anything special. It may be dark, scratched, covered with decades of date, or sitting forgotten in an old change jar. Some examples have been dragged through mud for nearly a century, while others have spent generations tucked away inside old family collections. Most people would walk right past one, without giving it a second look, but experienced collectors know better. Before you spend a coin like this, stop and examine it carefully, because the right 1928 Mercury dime could be worth far more than its 10-cent face value. The 1928 Mercury dime was struck during a fascinating period of American history, and like every Mercury dime, it contains 90% silver. Long before modern clad coins replaced silver in everyday circulation, Americans carried real precious metal in their pockets. As silver coins disappeared from circulation over the decades, many were saved, while countless others were lost, worn down, or melted. Today, finding original examples has become increasingly difficult, which is one reason collectors continue searching through old collections and dusty boxes hoping to uncover a hidden treasure. Here's something many new collectors don't realize. The vast majority of 1928 Mercury dimes are not worth thousands of dollars. However, condition changes everything. A heavily worn coin may still have collector value because of its silver content and collectible status. But when a 1928 Mercury dime survives with sharp details, strong luster, and very little wear, its value can rise dramatically. That's why professional dealers inspect every single coin under proper lighting before making an offer. This is a 1928 Mercury Dime. It may look old. It may look dirty. It may even look like a coin that belongs in the bottom of a junk drawer. But appearances can be deceiving. Some of the most exciting discoveries have started with coins that look completely ordinary. The difference between an average collectible and a premium collector coin often comes down to details invisible to the untrained eye. One of the first things experts check is the date. A clear, original 1928 date is essential. After confirming the date, they immediately look for the mint mark on the reverse. Coins from Philadelphia have no mint mark, while Denver coins carry a D and San Francisco coins display an S. Each mint produced different quantities, and collector demand can vary depending on rarity and condition. Now let's talk about what really makes collectors excited: the quality of the strike. Mercury Dimes are famous for the horizontal bands wrapped around the fasces on the reverse. When those bands remain fully separated and sharply defined, especially on high-grade mint-state examples, collectors often pay significant premiums. Strong strikes combined with original surfaces create the kind of coins that attract attention at major auctions. Auction history has shown again and again that outstanding Mercury Dimes can command impressive prices. While ordinary circulated examples generally sell for much more modest amounts, certified mint-state pieces with exceptional eye appeal have reached hundreds or even thousands of dollars depending on grade, rarity, and market demand. Those auction results remind collectors that condition can completely transform a coin's value. Imagine opening an old wooden box that hasn't been touched in decades. Inside are faded photographs, handwritten letters, and a handful of forgotten silver coins. Among them sits a dark 1928 Mercury Dime. It doesn't sparkle. It isn't shiny. But after a closer inspection, an experienced collector notices sharp details and minimal wear. Suddenly, what looked like loose change becomes one of the most exciting finds in the collection. Treasure hunters have recovered Mercury Dimes from abandoned homes, old barns, forgotten gardens, estate sales, and even lakes and rivers. Years of exposure may leave a coin dark or stained, but every mark tells part of its journey through American history. While environmental damage can reduce value, the story behind these discoveries continues to inspire collectors and metal detector enthusiasts across the country. One mistake many beginners make is cleaning old silver coins. A polished coin may appear brighter, but cleaning usually removes the original surface that collectors want to see. Professional buyers often pay more for an untouched coin with natural aging than for one that has been aggressively cleaned. If you think your 1928 Mercury Dime could be valuable, leave it exactly as you found it. Another reason collectors examine these coins so carefully is the possibility of genuine mint errors. Off-center strikes, clipped planches, die cracks, and other authentic mint-made mistakes are uncommon, but they can add substantial collector interest. A certified error coin in strong condition can attract competitive bidding from specialists looking for unusual pieces. The popularity of the Mercury Dime series has remained strong for generations. Its iconic design, silver composition, and rich history continue to attract collectors from around the world. Every year, more high-quality examples disappear into long-term collections, making original mint-state coins increasingly difficult to find on the open market. If you discover a 1928 Mercury Dime that appears unusually sharp or well-preserved, consider having it authenticated and professionally graded before selling it. A certified grade gives buyers confidence and often makes a significant difference in the final selling price. Many important auction coins started as forgotten family keepsakes before being recognized for their true quality. So before you ignore another old silver dime, take a closer look. That worn-looking 1928 Mercury Dime hiding in your loose change, tucked inside an old collection, or resting in a forgotten drawer might be much more than an ordinary coin. It could represent a remarkable piece of American history, and if it's an exceptional certified example, it could be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars to the right collector. Stay with me, because the final Mercury Dime on today's countdown has one of the most fascinating stories of them all. Now we've reached the final coin on today's countdown, and this one has built a legendary reputation among Mercury Dime collectors, the 1931 Mercury Dime. At first glance, it doesn't demand attention. It's tiny, dark, and often badly worn after nearly a century of circulation. Many examples have been buried inside old piggy banks, forgotten in dusty change piles, hidden inside family collections, or even recovered from old buildings and fields. To most people, it looks like nothing more than an old silver dime. But to experienced collectors, the 1931 Mercury Dime is always worth a closer look because the right example can be worth far more than its face value. Think about how many hands this coin may have passed through over the last 90+ years. It may have bought a loaf of bread during difficult economic times, rested inside a soldier's pocket, been dropped onto a sidewalk, or sat untouched inside an old wooden box for decades. Every scratch and every worn edge tells part of its journey through American history. That history is one of the reasons collectors continue searching for these coins today. The 1931 Mercury Dime was struck in 90% silver, making it part of the era when American dimes contained real precious metal. As silver prices increased and the government later moved away from silver coinage for circulation, these older dimes gradually disappeared from everyday use. Today, finding one in circulation is extremely uncommon because most have been saved by collectors or removed from circulation over the years. Here's where things become exciting. Many people assume an old, dirty coin has no value simply because it isn't shiny. That's a costly mistake. While heavily worn examples usually bring modest collector premiums, the best preserved 1931 Mercury Dimes can command dramatically higher prices. A coin with original mint luster, sharp details, and minimal wear immediately attracts serious attention from knowledgeable buyers. This is a 1931 Mercury Dime. It looks old. It may look like it has been dragged through mud for decades. It may have dark toning, tiny scratches, or faded details. But before you toss it into a coin jar or spend it, stop. Experienced collectors never judge an old silver coin by its first impression. Sometimes the most ordinary-looking coin hides the most surprising story. The first thing professional dealers examine is the date to confirm it reads 1931. After that, they look for the mint mark on the reverse. Philadelphia coins have no mint mark, Denver examples carry a D, and San Francisco coins display an S. Different mint locations produce different numbers of coins, and rarity combined with condition plays a major role in determining collector demand. Collectors also carefully inspect the famous fasces design on the reverse. The horizontal bands wrapped around the center should appear bold and clearly separated. On high-grade examples, fully defined bands are highly desirable. Coins with this level of preservation are much harder to find because most entered circulation and lost those tiny details after years of use. That's one reason certified mint state examples often receive so much attention. Auction results continue to prove how important condition really is. A typical circulated 1931 Mercury Dime may sell for a reasonable collector premium, but certified high-grade coins with exceptional eye appeal have sold for hundreds and, in some cases, thousands of dollars. Those impressive auction prices are exactly why collectors carefully inspect every Mercury Dime they encounter, instead of assuming it's worth only its silver value. Imagine cleaning out your grandparents' attic. You discover an old envelope marked coins. Inside are a few faded photographs, several wheat pennies, and one worn Mercury Dime dated 1931. It doesn't sparkle. It isn't beautiful. Yet, after professional grading, it turns out to be a remarkable survivor with excellent original detail. Stories like this are why collectors never stop searching through forgotten family collections. Some Mercury Dimes have been recovered from amazing places. Metal detector enthusiasts have uncovered them in parks, old fairgrounds, abandoned farms, and riverbanks. Others have surfaced after decades inside old furniture or hidden compartments. While environmental damage can reduce value, these discoveries remind us that remarkable coins can remain hidden for generations before finally being found again. One of the biggest mistakes new collectors make is trying to clean an old silver coin. It may seem like polishing will increase its value, but the opposite is usually true. Cleaning removes the original surfaces collectors want to see and can significantly reduce the coin's desirability. If you believe your 1931 Mercury Dime might be valuable, leave it exactly as you found it and let professionals evaluate it. Another reason the 1931 Mercury Dime attracts attention is the possibility of genuine mint errors. Although they are uncommon, authentic errors such as off-center strikes, clip planches, and dramatic die cracks can make a coin even more desirable. When a legitimate mint error is combined with strong preservation, collectors often compete aggressively to own it. The Mercury Dime series has remained one of the most beloved coin collections in American numismatics for generations. Its elegant design, silver composition, and rich historical background continue attracting new collectors every year. As more premium examples disappear into long-term collections, finding untouched, original coins becomes increasingly difficult. So here's the lesson from today's countdown. Never underestimate an old Mercury dime simply because it looks worn, dirty, or forgotten. The 1931 Mercury dime could be an ordinary collectible, or, if it's a rare, well-preserved certified example, it could be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars to the right collector. That's why expert dealers continue searching through dusty change piles, estate sales, and forgotten collections every single day. And now the big question is, could one of these historic silver dimes still be hiding in your own home, waiting to be discovered?